What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with more Emberfell Whispers from the Stars. This is, of course, our 5th edition D&D campaign, and I will be your DM, your GM for the night, Mr. Jumbo Thick. And we're joined by the crew. Ghost Beaters? No Ghost Beaters.
Ghost Beaters. Dawn's Light, bro. We're Dawn's Light.
Dawn's Light. Oh God.
Dawn's Light. That's our first album.
Stars
dropping
above.
Tuesday.
Stars above.
Stars above. And we have pretty much everybody we're going to have for a little while. Unfortunately, Pierce Galactic will not be joining us for possibly a few sessions. He might come back, and who knows? Maybe we'll rope Atlas into coming back at some point. But for now, let's go with a brief introduction from, we'll start clockwise like I normally do. So how about Kayla? If you care to introduce your character.
Hello, I am Valerie. I am a former elf turned Dampier. I am, 5'11", yellow eyes, pale skin, long white hair, about, 257 years old. And yeah, I like to use my clawsies and mess people up.
Like clawsies, yes, indeed. Speaking of clawsies, Dan Decker.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, from time to time. Hey, y'all. Welcome back. And I am Dan, playing character Moog Broadjaw. He is the Arab Bug, and we're not quite sure what that means yet, but we're going to figure that out. What is important, though, is he's an 8-foot bugbear, crossbow expert with a really cool crossbow. And yeah, he was put to task to bring Breverak before, but that all played out a lot different than we anticipated with a doppelganger and a trap.
Indeed it did.
Things.
Extremely different.
Which is our forte. Horrible things are our forte. That's what we do.
So, speaking of what we do, Jumbo Smooth?
Whoa.
Oh, that's me. I'm Jumbo Smooth. I'll be playing the role of Rogar, son of Amu, this evening. And he is a 400-pound, 7'5", dragonborn. He has a great sword. He has a javelin of lightning that he's not very good at throwing. He hasn't mastered it yet.
That's right.
He misses often when he throws it. But one day he will strike true with it, and it'll be glorious. Yeah, he's on a search for a green dragonborn or his father. And one of his leads had just died. Yes, father. Vesuvius, the Voldemort-looking gentleman.
Not Voldemort, damn it.
Who was killed by the mighty Breverak with a spectacular sword throw. One of my leads is gone, so hopefully I pick up the trail again, perhaps go on some more adventures. So, yeah.
Indeed. And then last but not least, our new party member.
Back from the dead.
Dewey 209.
Well, what's going on, everybody? My name is Alan. I'm playing Tristan Burrell, a high elf wizard of Chronergy magic who died in the last episode. Was brought back to life thanks to the generosity of the DM.
Yeah.
He is a 6-foot-ish, 160, about 200 years old. He doesn't keep count. He doesn't care. And he has a very investigative history.
Okay. So, with that out of the way, last we left off, the individuals present, plus Breverak, had managed to infiltrate the dungeons of Castle White Shroud in pursuit of an infamous cult that has been operating within Port Arona for quite some time now. You being drawn here by Zoltkar, the once shaman of the group, the elderly individual that had met a grisly fate in this fair city. However, him being long gone at this point, the rest of you had infiltrated this establishment, minus Tristan Varel, as the one and only Dayu was at the time among the living. You infiltrated the dungeon, were shocked by the amount of, let's just call it degradation, between this realm and possibly something far worse, as many of you were driven to the brink of insanity, your mind shattering almost several times over. A small idol was involved, some might say Cthulhu-esque, with a black portal and inky tendrils leaking from it. Having lost Dayu to madness unceremoniously, as well as both Stax and Kobu, with Rogar snapping their necks like chickens, leaving them for dead on a stairwell, leaving up to a chamber. It turns out to be a bedchamber of a noble lord within Castle White Shroud, Lord Akron. Velry had already snuck into this room and was laying in wait as the rest of the party clambered up. As the events unfolded, the newcomer to the party, Tristan, had awoken in a cell down below that his previous character left locked and basically threw away the key, only to be set free by the ever so cuddly Cratch, the rat-esque individual working on behalf of Vern Giant's Blood. With him joining in the fray, you attempted to thwart what appeared to be some kind of ritual. Perhaps it wasn't quite ready yet. Perhaps, who knows what went wrong, but something was not complete, needless to say. And as you had previously mentioned, Vesuvius, the scholar, whom was mentioned to have been possibly apprenticed to Sensu, the green serpent that Rogar has been somewhat pursuing so far in the dynasty, had apparently been the leader of this cult of many eyes, sporting a large eye in the center of his forehead, opening a rift into reality, and basically raining death upon the lot of you, death and madness. You were assaulted by creatures from the far realm, as well as a twisted and rather hardy torturer. After defeating all of them, you were on the verge of toppling the cult, when in an act of desperation, Vesuvius opened up a portal in the sky, the open sky, as most of the room had been transported somewhat between realms, and with a hail of some kind of stone, perhaps, bludgeoned most of you into unconsciousness. Everyone, except for the noble Brevrak, was left on the ground unconscious. Where then Brevrak slew the creature in a very action movie fashion and awakened Moog Broadjaw with the last of his potions. Moog decided to try to stabilize his party members, first stabilizing Velry, then Rogar. However, unable to stabilize the newcomer as he succumbed to death. Then, after everything that had happened in this room, after several fireballs and different magical explosions had gone off, the guards of Castle White Shroud were beating down the door. And Moog attempted to take Lord Akron, who had been hiding this entire time, hostage. He was unsuccessful, and then he was pummeled into oblivion by a large ogre. All of you were set to trial by the head priest, or judge, as they call him, of the Church of the Three Flames, the temple devoted to Akris. Small creature creeping behind Velry right now. Regardless, though, you were all tried with several spells being implemented, you discovered that Lord Akron was found guilty of his association with the cult. You never found out the entire story, unfortunately. And he was put to death in the interim. He was put to death by burning on a pyre in the court of the Temple of the Three Flames. In the aftermath of this, all of you were released except for Rogar. He was held for questioning a little bit longer and was ultimately found to be innocent of his previous crimes, while Warlord Rinzo, the head of the Clan White Shroud, could not absolve him of the bounty on his head placed by the Shogun. He did assure you that you would be welcome within the city, as all of you had done a great service to Port Arona and unearthing this cult. And regardless of the death of his son, the implications, you still managed to save Port Arona, and who knows what else you might have stopped in the process. You are allowed free passage, Rogar, as well as the rest of you within the city. You will not be pursued by any guards for any previous crimes. New crimes, that's a different story. With Captain Glazig thanking most of you personally. I do believe Moog, Captain Glazig, gave you a few leads on where you might possibly find a new direction for your search for the infamous Zidran. As well, Tristan was found, or is it Tristan or Tristan or
Whatever one you want to call him, Trist. You can call him Tristan.
Okay, Trist had awoken after being dead. His body seemingly recovered without ever being tried. You were never put on trial, and were brought back to the world of the living within the Devil's Market by none other than Vern Giant's Blood, at the behest of some kind of old, withered, green-skinned crone. You were inducted into a contract with him, offering up a small portion of your little finger, him eating it in front of you like he enjoys, and telling you that you owed him, essentially. A month passed during this time. You guys leveled up. We did some endeavors. You guys had some interesting things come up. Most of you choosing to try to recoup some of your sanity, which might be a good thing. Speaking of which, recouping sanity, you can take extended rest at any point in time if you guys want to decide on that, and you will regain 1 point of sanity for each rest. An extended rest is 1 week, FYI. Regardless, though, a month has passed at this point, and adventures possibly to be had. Aftermath of everything that has happened so far. So, does anybody have any questions about anything that might have happened so far, or possibly during the interim? Go ahead, Valerie.
What was the name of the people I joined? What was it?
The what you joined?
I joined.
I know.
Was it the White Shrouds?
Yes.
Oh, you talking about the White Shrouds? Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Basically, Glazig offered you for employment if you decided to take him up on it. Not as an official member of the family, obviously, because even he technically isn't one, but more of a, if you're in town and if you so choose to, you could be a big help, perhaps.
Okay.
So it's not like you're under contract or anything right now.
Okay. Valerie had a long slumber last session.
Yes, indeed she did. Indeed, she did. So most of you got some items out of this, but does anybody else have any pertinent questions before we move on?
Rogar would like to know, during this month time, did the party, or did Rogar or Din acquire Dayu's deceased corpse?
Okay. Let's see here. working together, either using Velry or Moog as your mouthpiece to talk to Glazig. He's probably your best in right now, since you all did personally save his life. And Brevrak, I did forget to mention, Brevrak has been fully inducted back into the family, absolved of all his crimes, and he is taking a more notable position than he has before. But through your...
You mean Noble Breverac is more noble?
Brevrak, more noble, indeed.
Shit.
I feel like his nobility now actually has some clout, as before it may have just been smoke being blown up certain people's asses. Regardless, though, asking, you would discover that, especially Brevrak, because he would know, he'd be given the run of the castle, that there was no body ever recovered that matches Dayu's description.
Has his sword left?
Nope.
No.
No evidence.
No belongings?
Nothing. Gone.
Not even his faithful drift globe that like bounced out of his person when he was bouncing down the stairs.
It's all gone.
Know? I mean, it'd be hard to hold on to his person, you know. I'm just saying.
Okay. All of it's gone.
All right, just curious. You know,
it's all gone.
I wanted the keepsake, you know, and that drift globe.
Of course. It's gone. He had it on him.
Sentimental. Rogar.
Yeah, it's sentimental. I know it was. It was the only way he could see most of the time.
I know.
But yes, so Dayu's body and all of its belongings just gone. Brevrak several times asked and even went and looked himself, being the most, wise and intelligent person to perform this task. Nothing was ever found.
All right.
The idol is being kept locked away as best they can.
Okay.
It was handed over to the Church of the Three Flames, the Temple of Akris. They have contained things in the past, and so they were giving for full jurisdiction in this, as it was soon discovered, even before your trial, that the stone idol could not be destroyed by any means that they had at their disposal.
Okay.
So therefore, it was determined to be contained.
And the cult was broken up.
As far as they know, and as far as you guys know, the head of the cult was in fact Vesuvius. Now, what else comes of that? There's no way to know. There could still be people waiting in the winds. No one knows for sure. It's one of the things about an insidious cult such as this.
Power struggle now?
There could be a possible power struggle.
Oh, was Rogar approached by anyone from the cult of Elysia?
Okay. All right. We're gonna go here. So let's see here. Let me see who might be subject to this. Not Velry. Velry wasn't present at the time. So we're looking at Rogar and Moog and Breverac. I can deal with Breverac at a later date. But I will say, Rogar, at some point in time, you are... We'll start with Rogar. You're approached by an individual during this 1 month time period. Appears to be a woman, a hobgoblin woman, in very plain dress, shows up at the crooked plank, asking around, asking for a white scale. And you pointed to you. She doesn't seem to be insidious in any means, and Din decides to, for some reason, Din actually points her in your direction, which is typically unusual. Rogar doesn't happen much. Usually he's very discreet, but she finds you, and some words are had, and strangely enough, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw, Rogar.
Oh shit!
Oh, no.
Oh, you're good at this, bro. You're a dragon.
Oh, that's 20.
Okay,
Not
Rogar.
natural.
Rogar, you feel that this woman's words are laced with magic. She's speaking to you. And it feels like when she's speaking to you, images of Zoltkar from your memories are brought to the forefront of your mind, and they stay true. They stay true. They are unchanged. And the woman seems upset, and she quickly flees and leaves.
Okay. Am I kind of stunned by this, I guess? Kind of like...
Possibly, yes. I would say you're a little bit out of sorts. It was a very strange meeting to begin with.
It was an attack on the mind.
Indeed, it was.
So,
the same thing will happen to Moog. So Moog, I need Moog to give me a charisma saving throw.
All right, here we go. I'm not very good at these. Charisma save. Oh, that's
Two.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Actually, Moog, you wouldn't have needed to because you didn't know his alt car.
No, I didn't.
The player did. That was my.
I was pretty familiar with his alt car. Yeah.
I know that was just me doing this. And Velry didn't know his alt car really.
You just want to twist the knife again? Is that what you want to do? Just want to remind me?
Did she ever fight? No, she didn't. You never fought with him because he
He's
died in that
upstairs.
tower. Yeah, she never.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Reverak would be the only other
Reverak's
person.
the only other one. I'll roll for him at a later date. So that's all we need to know for now.
Or Atlas, maybe.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, you're right, Atlas. Yeah, Atlas definitely. I'll roll for that later too.
All right.
Dawn's light.
Stars above.
So, does anybody want to know anything else pertinent? Perhaps any aching suspicions? I will give you a quick rundown of some major events in that case. Obviously, Lord Akron put to death. The cult discovered. Rinzo, the Warlord Rinzo, giving you guys all purview. All right.
Up in the temple.
Which temple?
Boel.
The Temple of Boel. It is in full swing. It is open. And there is a new priest that the name escapes me right now. And I would have to go combing through my notes to find. But there's a new head priest there. I do remember writing it down. And they are fully open for business. There haven't been any issues since the last time you guys were there. And as a matter of fact, I do believe Moog and Rogar both took place in the cleansing festival. That's what allowed you to regain more sanity than normal. So they did have a few festivals while you guys were gone. But as far as the rest of this, so there are a few major things that all of you would notice in some way, especially given your background and being on the docks, and your connection with Clan Giant's Blood and some members of the Mar. Very much Trist, for sure. You would know that Clan Soulbrand, in the aftermath, has had a very much weakened position after the loss of the Red Lotus. It is rumored that the Madame has been staying at the Salty Bosom on the docks. No one has made an attempt on anybody's life at this point, but who knows how long that might last. So Madame Vesla is still on the loose, but their power in the city is very much diminished. In addition, a very important one, Clan Night Blossom, a clan that Dayu was very familiar with, has almost ceased to exist. The fishing district in Portorona is a place of death and suspicion these days. Apparently, and this is from what you guys have garnered, the former leader, Eladrin Night Blossom, has not been seen since the night of what would I call this? The night that we lost our infamous paladin, Zaltkar. since a abomination may have been released upon the world. Eldrin has not been seen since, as well as many of his clan members, many of the higher-ranking individuals in Clan Night Blossom within the city of Port Dorona have either not been seen or have been seen to have possibly changed in some way. Regardless of what is happening there, the fishing district has been, vast portions of it have been evacuated by the Temple of Akris. And it is widely known that there are priests and paladins of the Church of the White Flame being sent into the fishing district that has been, for the most part, has been cordoned off by Clan White Shroud. And there's rumors that there is an outbreak of some kind of demonic virus that jumps from corpse to corpse. And there is a bit of a situation happening in Port Dorona, at least within that section of the city. And that's pretty much it, unless you guys got some more questions about anything else.
Has the party gotten to know each other better, I guess, during this month?
I would think so. I would think that you guys have probably spent some time together. Everybody except for Breverac. Breverac's new posting has kept him busy. Very, very busy.
Rogar would have told Trist and probably Valerie, probably over drinks at the Crooked Plank, about his story. You know, he's not a very secretive man, so he would have explained the destruction of his tribe and his father/godlike figure fleeing down south in his search for him. Possibly the answers for that search being with Sinsu, the Green Dragonborn, who helped teach him many things. So that's what Rogar would explain to them. I don't know if they would explain anything about their pasts to Rogar over sake and good food. But he would ask, Moog and the rest of the party, because they're all pretty new, except for Breverac,
I will say, and Trist, it's up to you, Trist. If you come hang around with these people, you technically don't have a very strong connection to them.
Yeah.
That's your purview, whatever you're doing with that.
Hey, we almost died together.
It's true, you did. I mean, technically, he did die with you.
Yeah,
he did die.
There is.
We got strong bond. We fought together.
Yeah.
Rogar's the only one here that knows the history of burning down the town too.
It's
so
very true. He's the only one.
We technically have a clean slate. We haven't done anything wrong yet. Yet.
Yeah. I would say Valerie probably has not divulged too much information about her past. You've probably picked up here and there, just like, with my ladies attending to me, like maybe I've had some screams in the middle of the night from nightmares of my past, but that's pretty much all you've really gotten. I like bloodlust, but that's pretty much it.
All right.
Moog's been living that clan life, so
clan life. Okay.
That's pretty typical around these parts. Clan Broadjaw,
All right.
Got to get on the trail to Zidran though. Got to go find that guy.
So Trist
would have explained that he has addiction problems, likes to gamble, possibly drinking problems. Also would explain that he blows through his money because of those problems, so it's hard for him to afford magical components. And he takes up cases and detective work to afford to be able to pay for his travels, as he has his father's journal that he is trying to crack and follow find out what happened to his father, where his father went. His father went somewhere, doesn't know where. Disappeared.
So, with that revelation, Trist, you would be the first one to discover that the Fool's Gold doesn't exist anymore, like we spoke about. It's gone. And in its wake, there has been a few small games here and there, mostly within the docks, mostly run by Clan Giant's Blood, that have apparently taken over vast swaths of the seedy underbelly of Port Arona. They are very, very strong at this point. But we will pick up with all of you except for Trist within our starting a fresh new day. Actually, we should probably focus on Trist first. This is, let me find my calendar real fast.
Hey, give me the day, bro. I need the day.
I'm going to give you the day. All right, I have it marked here. All right, we are in, this would be the 8th of Balashir. Or Belashir, excuse me. So it's the equivalent of a Sunday morning. Harvest Rise will be this week. Not that means much to many of you. I think we lost...
Rogar's gone.
Rogar. Damn it! Good thing we don't need him yet. So let's start with... hopefully he'll come back soon. Let's start with Trist then. So Trist, you, like most days, find yourself within the Devil's Market, being summoned by Vern Giant's Blood to his private booth deep within the market itself. The smell of incense and carrion upon the senses as you move forward. He summons you in, the curtain being drawn aside by his half-orc servant. Yes, Trist. Glad you could make it. Come, have a seat.
What would have been now?
Huh. I think I might have found a way for you to repay me.
I'd be glad to stop coming down here.
Please, we know you enjoy your time. Within the city walls, you've been busy boy, have you not?
Life in the city can be expensive.
Well, perhaps some time outside the city will do some good. You see, I have a problem. Problem that a man of your skills might be able to alleviate for me. See, we have a network of sorts that is responsible for bringing me all of this. And he kind of motions around towards some of the in the room itself. While it's very plainly decorated and lit, there are a couple items that, with your trained eye, especially Trist, you would notice are definitely magical in nature. I am a collector of sorts, and items of power and antiquity. Well, let's just say that I've got a soft spot for a certain delicacy. And my usual guy hasn't been coming through lately. Matter of fact, no one's seen or heard from him in a month, 2 maybe. He's supposed to have sailed down quite a while ago, but he hasn't come back. Need you to go up north, see what he's doing, see if you can find him.
Up north, where would you have me go?
Well, Bit of a shithole town. Goes by the name Conwich.
Yes, I do know of that place.
Yes. Well, Conwich is actually a hub of activity for certain organizations. It's a gateway into the dynasty that is not as well looked after.
And what would you have me do, Conwich?
Well, the man I might need you to find is he's the first mate on a ship. It goes by the name of Scoth Goldtooth. He works under a Morag Bittersnout, a captain with a small fleet. Mostly runs out of that area, runs out of Conwich itself.
So, what's the name of the ship?
Well, there's 3 ships. I'm not sure which one he's on these days.
So I got a name, don't have a description.
You got a name. He's a guy. He's a goblin with, well, let's just say the name fits the man.
Gold 2 shouldn't be that hard to find then.
I wouldn't think so. You do this for me, plus I may have a slight ulterior motive sending you Trist. You see, we've lost a few shipments coming not just from there, not by boat, but by land. I've got a merchant happen to make his way through, one of our normal runners. We're loading him up, and we're sending him back up to Conwich with a package that needs to be delivered. I must have this delivered. I need you to travel with him.
The name of your courier?
Goes by the name of Krelix.
Krelix.
One-legged goblin bastard. Coward. But he gets the job done.
Where can I find him?
Oh, well, last I know, he was at the Crooked Plank. He just got in. We're loading his wagon now. We'll be sending him back with a little bit of muscle.
Shouldn't be too hard to find then.
Is
that all?
That's it.
Dude, that's this. You wanted me to retrieve an item.
An item? No.
Is that what this gold tooth has?
Not exactly. Just find Goldtooth. Make sure he's intact. If not, take this. And he hands you a small stone. I'm sure you know how to use one of these. Keep me informed.
What is it?
It's a sending stone.
Okay. Yeah, I know how these work. This isn't my first time around.
Good, good. Keep this up and we might make you a full member, Trist.
Yeah, I don't think so. Is that all?
For now.
All right. Trist stands up, pops the collar on his peacoat, and as he walks out of the room, he snaps his fingers, and Whately, my all-black cat familiar, will appear.
Okay.
And follow behind me.
All right. I like it. Just kind of walking behind you to perch up on your shoulder or anything?
No, just walking behind me for now. He'll perch up later.
Okay. Whately walks behind you. You set out. I'm assuming you are moving for the Crooked Plank.
As I walk out, I hope you don't mind, Whately. I can't trust this man. He might try to eat you. I like to talk to Whately, even though he doesn't talk back to me.
And he doesn't. He does look at you suspiciously, often. Just kind of like, curls up in weird positions behind you occasionally. We finally have Rogar. He's back. For now.
The Crooked Plank.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. We just did some stuff with Trist, so you didn't miss too much. Hopefully, he was taking notes because Rogar was not. Regardless, though,
I take all the notes now.
Flipping back to the Crooked Plank, we have Velry, Moog, Rogar. I'm assuming you guys were all here, just for the sake of getting things going. I will say behind the counter, Din, as well as Zyme, who has found full duties here. Her and probably the rest of the handmaids of Velry have found a very nice living here, as most, for some reason, I don't know what it was, most of Din's former serving girls have all met a grisly end. It has nothing to do with the party and their actions that they've taken in the past. But there have been several openings, and the ladies have filled them beautifully. Din taking very much a shine to Zyme, of course. As well, Jade has kept herself rather scarce here. The Earth Genasi woman that was rather well known for her dancing, her performance. And she is keeping herself somewhat hidden away, somewhat scared to be here. But at this point in time, Velry, you are approached by Din, as he sees that everybody's been getting a little bit of antsy around here. Perhaps people are thinking about moving on. Ma'am, I know that this has been good for me, good for having all of you here. But I know at some points you guys are going to move on, and I was just curious if you wouldn't mind if perhaps the help would stay here with me.
Oh, taken aback by this, Hillary is unsure how to respond in the moment. She's very protective of these ladies. They've been through a lot of stuff, so but she also knows that she's not really in control of their lives. So I just don't know how to respond to that. Dan.
Well, we'll think about it. Think about it. The road can be hard. It can be a scary place. And no offense, ma'am, but most of these women probably can't defend themselves as well as you can.
What happened to all your other former ladies? Have you defended them?
Well, I did my best, as best as I could. I'm not going to say it was Rogar and his friends, but it was Rogar and his friends. Yes, it was bad. It's mostly the shaman's fault.
It's true.
I've done a pretty fine job of taking care of these ladies all these years, so I'll have to talk to them then.
Of course. Well,
they're their own ladies.
They have a place to stay here if they'd like to stay. They have a place here with me. I mean, not with me, but working for me. Or you know what? I'm just gonna go over here now. He kind of walks off.
It's best you do.
Moog, well, in Rogar in particular, you're the only one who would really notice this, kind of watching this kind of awkward thing take place. But then through the door, you hear a strange noise. It's like a small thump, and then walking, and then a thump, and then the doors kind of get pushed open. Yes. The smell of freedom. And there's a small goblin man taking it in, just drinking in the warm, hot scent of the Crooked Plank, just taking it all in all its glory. He has one leg. He happens to have some kind of peg leg Looks like it's not made out of wood, though. It's made out of some kind of metal. It's been fitted around his knee. And it's actually rather good craftsmanship, rather good work. His face, he's got a couple scars across his face. And he has a all too familiar shirt that Rogar, the only surviving member of the former party, would recognize as the Merchant Krelix. As he kind of puffs himself up and kind of looks around. He's kind of looking around, and then he sees a certain white-scaled dragonborn, and the color drains from his face. He kind of takes a look around to see if you've noticed him. You have.
Roger is sitting on a stool that's probably too small for his large frame. And he kind of like squeaks it back as he's just like, like turns around. He sits there and he raises his snout and is looking up and pondering. He can remember his name. Small crippled goblin, come here! It is I, Rogar, son of Amu!
Oh no.
He shouts and bellows out into the crooked plank. Please!
Several people turn around and stare at him.
Please, sit with Rogar.
I think it's best I go. He kind of turns around and you hear him clunking away out to the street.
Rogar gets up, takes a few steps to try to catch up with him.
No! No! He's small, he has one leg. He can barely get away from you.
I insist you will have sake with Rogar.
Oh.
I will tell you of my stories and you shall tell me of yours.
Where's that little bastard? Has he come to steal from me? He almost got me killed last time I was here.
You speak of Tuk-Tuk.
Yes, that thing.
Take a swig of his gourd. Unfortunately, he is passed.
Really? Oh, I mean, that's so sad for you, friend Rogar.
Thank you.
Son of the mighty Amu.
Walking over to the bar.
Oh yes, this is happening. So
I plop him down on a stool.
Okay. All right.
I dinner glass for my small friend here.
Of course, Rogar. Of course. Small glass put in front of him.
Pour out my gourd, a little bit of sake for him. Push it over towards him, right in his face,
Yes.
Drink, please.
Okay. He takes his drink.
How was your spawn, Velix?
Velix is he's getting big. He's outside. Told him he couldn't go in the bar this time. We're about to leave, actually. No.
Rogar shouts.
Small goblin kind of peeks in.
Come.
What's going on? Oh, he comes in. Do I get to drink again?
Yes.
Yes.
Day of celebration.
Dad, I can have a drink. He said so. No, son. No. You're too young.
Rogar will regale him of his stories, force him to drink and sit and watch.
Of course.
He probably won't give Velix any.
Velix sneaks some. Don't worry. You catch him at one point. Kind of. He kind of like has like his dad's glass kind of slide over. He's like,
yeah.
And kind of puts it down, slides it back.
Catches him up. I'll let you know that the shaman has also passed. Along with Dayu.
This is an impressive rate of turnover. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a dangerous city.
Yes, indeed. Glad I'm on my way out. I'm going back to Conwich.
So happens we had promised you heard of I made a promise to someone that I would stay there, or at least come back.
Okay.
So if you are heading that direction, perhaps I could accompany you, like before, protecting you and your other small people.
Oh, well, I mean, I did lose quite a few of my guard on the way down, I'm not gonna lie. It's become a rather dangerous route suddenly. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I guess so.
Oh, good.
I'm not paying you.
I did very well. We no compensation necessary.
Fine. You can tag along then, Rogar. It's just right now. It's just me and Velix. Everyone else met a grisly end. I'm not gonna lie.
I understand.
This is the guy we found at Dayu's house way back.
Yes, this is the.
And Zalkar's first instinct was to murder the child.
Yes, it was.
Yes, Velix.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, same guy. Okay.
Yes.
Horrible. But yes.
I have perhaps some new companions that maybe would accompany me.
Oh, joy.
Yes,
of course,
the
there's
pale
more
one
of
over
you.
there in the corner.
He
As
looks
he
over.
points over towards Valerie.
Valerie, very beautiful, elven woman. That one, really?
Don't let her deceive you. She is quite fierce, stronger than I.
I probably could hear. Can I hear this conversation?
Sure, you probably could.
Rogar's not being very quiet.
Yeah.
You know, Rogar's never really quiet. So yeah, I'm sure you could.
Well, while the little goblin's looking at me, I'm just gonna like prick some blood and like lick it.
I see. That's
I know.
that seems on brand for you, Rogar. I'm not gonna lie.
I must admit she unsettles me. Is Moog in the bar too?
I'm assuming so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Point over to
He's got nowhere
Moog.
else to be.
Maybe at the other end, maybe talking to Den. You know.
Oh yeah, we're bugbearing it up. Me and them.
Oh, yeah.
Large. Yeah, the bugbear with the crossbow and hammer. I believe he is Moog. Heir of something. I am unaware. But he is a capable marksman. Hunter.
Well, he at least looks the part.
There may be another if he decides to come with us. I'm not sure he is really a part of our companionship. I haven't talked to him too often. I believe I saw him die.
You're unconscious.
You were unconscious. You didn't see that.
As I looked over in my last breath, I looked over and see him go,
Die on the set of stairs behind you. Indeed.
But it could be beneficial for both of us. It's better to move in a pack.
Yes, well. If as long as no one's getting paid, sure, you can tag along.
Very well. Sounds good. When do we leave?
Well, right now the cart's getting loaded up. I'd say probably an hour, maybe.
Are you transporting illegal drugs?
No, not drugs, just things, okay? Goods, back to Conwich.
Okay. Well, very well. Well, give me a moment and I will inform my companions. I'm sure they will want to come, but I haven't exactly asked. A moment. He slaps him on the back. And he's gonna go talk to his companions.
Okay.
Or probably go over to Valerie, call over Moog. Moog, please. Long arm, please come here.
Yes.
And gets everyone over, and We have fought together several times now and spent the month together. It's good to move in large numbers and take down larger prey. I have made a promise to go back to Conwich. I aim to keep it. Perhaps I can find new clues to where my father is. Pale One, I know you have been wanting to stay on the move, to keep away from someone from your past. Perhaps this is a good opportunity to go to a less desirable location, a remote village. Did Moog tell Rogar of in this past month about his possible location in Zidmouth?
I know that Conwich is north, and the last information that Mo got was that there would be to go north looking for Zidrin. So this has been official.
Yeah. Okay. So then I will say, perhaps the leading off point. We can perhaps look for your cousin.
Indeed, we could sniff out some clues. Yes.
This is good.
He starts turning over. He's got his warhammer in his hand. He's just kind of spinning around as he thinks about it. Yes, very beneficial.
Unfortunately, we have to move relatively quickly.
Oh, yes.
Unfortunately, we have to move relatively quickly. Short one over there, the one with no leg. I assume Dim looks up. Not you, Dim.
I mean, Dim's not short, but yes.
How far away is what's this Krellix? How far away is Krellix?
Krellix is like 5 feet from you, kind of.
Oh, good. So when Rogar points him out, I just reach over and give him a good old back clap. Oh, it's gonna be great.
How far away is the location that we're going?
It is to the north.
Pretty good trek.
It's a pretty good ways. You're looking at. Let me get my little map out.
It was almost a week.
It's about a week. If you stick to the path, and you're on foot. If you all had not horses. If you all had some kind of mounts, you could move faster.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he is moving now. Isn't that right? Correct.
Yes. The cart's almost done getting loaded. Over there at Vern's place. Yes.
He's an intimidating bugbear.
Extremely. I'd rather be leaving quickly. Well, one night here has been more than enough. This place is crazy.
Agreed. Let us get our things. And start getting Roger's going to start moving up and grabbing his things.
Okay.
He doesn't have much, but it's like bedroll, wrap that up and everything, and backpack and.
Rogar goes upstairs, begins packing.
Bellery's gonna have to talk to her ladies.
Of course.
I don't know. What do they want to do? Is that for me or you to decide?
It's up for you. I mean, it's dice. What do you want to do? Zyme is down here right now. Helene as well, bussing the table.
Are they enjoying being here?
They seem to. I mean, they're used to, in some strange way, they're used to service of others, and they have been free of any pursuit thus far as you know.
Right.
This is the most perilous trip. Yeah.
I mean, there is a possibility. I'm not gonna lie. There's a possibility that people will die on the road. It's happened every time thus far.
Well, okay. I'm gonna, I guess, leave it up to them, but it sounds like they're pretty comfortable here.
Relative. I mean, Zyme probably speak up. My lady, we've been together for quite some time, and you have been a most gracious master, but
your attachment has yet to come for you. Your husband has not made a move, and I fear that. Well, I don't fear. I'm hopeful that he won't, and perhaps we can start over.
Yes, you are right, Zion. I personally can't shake the feeling that he is after me. But if you feel that you would rather stay here,
me and Din have come to a well, let's just say it's a agreement of sorts. I'll help out, and he'll make sure that we're safe.
That's fair. That's fair. And I'm gonna give him the cloaks, right? What did I buy? I bought them some. I think the robes that
I think that you didn't buy them for them.
No, you didn't buy them.
Being cheap. You're like, oh, they're how expensive? Oh no, hell no. That's what happened.
I bought them.
That is exactly.
No,
what
you
happened.
you were real close to it, but you decided to go with the
decided
robe
not
of
to.
serpents.
You got a robe of service instead. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we are very
Yes,
sure.
indeed.
You thought about it, but you're like,
The glorious
well,
white robe you're wearing right now, kind of, over your
Snakes
armor
on
a
it.
little bit. There's a few snakes embolized on it.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
damn. All
You
right.
kind of fluff it a little bit as you're talking to her.
Looks very good, ma'am. Looks very good.
Oh well. Okay. Well, then I trust that you will be taken care of then, and
Of course.
I will come back and check on you from time to time.
Oh, well, we will be here. Din has been nothing but a gentleman. We even get to have a private room.
I bet you do. I bet you do. All right. Well, I'll say my goodbyes.
Okay. After probably a heart-touched goodbye with the three of them, before you guys leave, you get a tug on your shoulder, Velry.
Would you mind if I accompanied you?
It is the entertainer, Jade.
Feeling, a little bit sad that I let go of my handmaid.
Small creature scuttles up the wall. Din smacks it real fast.
My damn spiders.
Damn things.
Yes, I feel a little touched that Jade wants to be taken under my wings. So yeah, I accept. I let her know it's gonna be a rough road, but I'll take care of her as best I can.
She's kind of very well covered.
I can make myself useful. I need to leave the city.
Yeah, and she also needs to help teach me that language.
Oh, I see. There's ulterior motives here. Got it.
That's right.
All right. So Jade is coming along. At this point, Krelix is kind of gathers you guys all together and moves back towards the main warehouse where Vern's most of his goods are shipped out of. There is his cart that you've known previously, completely loaded, being pulled by 2 ox. And Velix, of course, is with you guys as well, kind of jumping around. He is taking a liking to pulling the hair on Moog's leg. He's like pulls it and then tries to run around a little bit.
The little goblin child.
He's like 8 years old. Yes, little
Oh
goblin
yeah,
child.
no, I'll totally play Bugbear Monkey Jim for this child.
Yeah, exactly.
He can dangle off my arms and crawl all over. No,
Yeah.
I'll make good friends with this little kid.
Yeah.
And they're having a lot of fun crawling all over him. You see a very dapper elven man. What is Tristan doing near the cart as he's been here for about an hour or so?
I was sitting on a pile of, or not a pile, but like crates with his the journal out, reading it with his little pipe.
Pipe?
Yeah. Little pipe, you know, just
So mysterious.
Collar's
I
all
assume because
popped
my
up.
yeah, my collar's always popped up.
Always
It is
popped-
always
always
popped
popped
up right under his angular elven cheekbones.
Yes. Yes, I love it.
But you know, since my passive is so high, I assume I see them coming from.
Oh, you see him. It's very. I
miles
mean,
away.
it's very obvious. You see the massive white scale dragonborn that no longer has to really conceal himself, at least from the guards here. Who knows who else might be lurking in the city? But as well as the others.
Well, if my eyes do not deceive me, I see you two have found the one-legged goblin.
Oh, who the hell are you?
My name's Tristan Varel, and I've been somewhat hired to go with you to Conwich.
What? Nobody
He's
said
a
anything
shaman.
about this with me. He's the
Just saying
shaman?
something, Brogar.
I said, not the shaman. He is a shaman. Sorcerer.
See, Flex call me a shaman. I don't know why. Judging by his appearance, you see he's not the most intelligent of creatures.
That's very true. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Let's get on the road.
Well,
Brutal,
I assume.
that's brutal.
I assume Krelix then has filled you in on the situation where we're going.
Yes, we are headed to Conwich.
Yes, these. What was your name again? My friend, Trist was it?
Yes,
Tristan.
You can call me Tristan.
Tristan. Well, I'm the mighty noble Krelix, and these are my bodyguards.
And he kind of motions towards the rest of you.
Mm-hmm. And this little one here.
That
Is your bodyguard too?
Yes, indeed. He is the strongest of them all.
And he kind of does like a little, little flex for you guys.
I see. Well, are we ready to go?
Yeah, it's enough dick around. Let's go.
He kind of.
Oh, Bill,
Yeah!
what happened to your women companions? Are they not going to accompany us?
A little like flash of sadness in my eyes.
Shit, she's crying. That's even more scarier than.
Yeah. And, you know, Jade's right next to you, Valerie.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It'll be better for them to stay here.
Yeah.
She's heavily obscured, Jade is.
Yeah.
It's just been so long. I've been without them.
I say this is a touchy subject. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Perhaps
Look
me
away.
and you could ride in the wagon. The rest of them can walk.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. But Jade has to come with.
Yes, Jade's coming out with you as well.
Sorry.
Jade is, you know, Kralix kind of puts a hand out.
My ladies.
Valerie about breaks his hand off. Then he's like scared, and then Jade's like nice. He's like, oh. Gets her, sits in the back. There are several large crates loaded onto the back of this wagon. It is heavily loaded. Who knows what's in these crates? It's heavy as shit, though. So you guys are not all going to be able to sit on here.
What does it smell like?
It smells like a crate. You haven't opened it.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, though, there are blood stains along some of the outside of this wagon, as well as, and with your passive perception, Trist, it's obvious that it was recently in a scuffle, like within the past day or so. Hunks of wood taken out of some of the side sections of it. There actually is still a small arrow just sticking out of the top near the reins that Velix is kind of playing with, kind of getting it unlodged.
Ugh.
As Krelix keeps him moving. basically, this will not be moving fast as well. It'll be moving at the same speed that you guys are walking. Unless you would like to attempt to procure mounts of some kind. They will be expensive.
How expensive?
There is the equivalent of a livery. I think that's how you say that. Yeah, livery on the way outside of town. They sell ox as well as dire wolves. And a dire wolf will only, set you back about 1,500 gold pieces.
That's
it's
just out of my budget.
It's a steal. It's a steal. But yes. So I'm assuming none of you can afford that.
No.
Unless you want to sell something. But in that case, you're moving your way outside of the city walls and making your way towards Conwich. So I'm going to roll something real quick, and I need one of you to roll me a d20.
I'll go.
All right, go ahead and roll, Mr. Moog.
Triss just talks to the party out loud. Triss likes to talk.
4.
Now, have any of you ever been to Conwich before? I've heard of it, but I've been there.
I have. Once. Seems like a town of nice people.
On my way down.
A couple times. Nothing to speak of.
On my way down from Silver Durai, I did hear about passing hobgoblins. They're talking about some haunted house just outside of town.
We'd heard similar rumors before.
I do love a good ghost story. Hope you don't mind if I divulge into this. Sounds like we could make some money on the side.
It'll be fine with me. I will need something to keep me occupied. Perhaps the boars will appreciate our service to the town.
That's all well and nice. I just need some money.
Krillix, what has happened in Conwich over the past several months?
Oh, let's see here. Well, the Harvest Festival, we had that. We got all the patties planted. Everything's kind of on its way up right now. There's been I will say the road has been much more treacherous than the previous time we were all traveling together. Lots of stories of disappearances. Matter of fact, we'll likely about a day or two from here we'll pass by. It's almost like a traveler's graveyard of sorts. Just empty carts, nothing left on them, barren, completely stripped. Just tossed to the side, most of them broken. But something is, or someone, more than likely someone, is at work here.
As I walk and I hold one of his arrows that was plucked in the in the side. Can I tell like a goblin arrow?
Okay, you give me we'll call this a history check.
18.
An 18. Okay. So you can tell that this arrow, the dynasty typically uses crossbows. At least most of the Shogun's troops do. You've also made note, Tristan, while you were in Port Dorona, that many of the Clan White Shroud guards tend to use these strange new contraptions that you're not too familiar with, but you've probably heard rumors of black powder weapons.
Fascinating technology.
Indeed it is. Now, it's mostly used in large artillery pieces, but these smaller variants are starting to become available. And arrows in particular are usually either used by hunters or in many cases by those that are not as well supplied. So you're either looking at a bandit group of some kind, and there have been rumors that the rebellion, the Goblin Rebellion, that has been on the outs for quite some time, possibly might have a few splinter cells that are working out in this area. So it's either one or the other. You're either looking at bandits or perhaps one of these rebellious entities.
Felix, you get hit by bandits on your way into town.
Well, that's a funny story. That was actually on the pass I made about 2 weeks ago. Actually, I wasn't even going to Porterona. I was heading towards Rorkham. Oh yeah. Well, it was one of those blind hills that you tend to come across in that area, and we were just showered with arrows. Almost lost an eye. And he kind of points over, and there's actually a pretty large gash next to his right eye. But luckily, Velix wasn't with me then. I thought the trip down through Porterona would be a little bit more lax, so I brought Velix along. He needs to learn the route if he's going to take over. He can't stay with his auntie this whole time. She's she's getting on my fucking nerves. I'm not going to lie. I'm tired of being there. If I wouldn't have lost this leg,
He just gets lost in thought.
He trails off.
He trails off. And he's just kind of like stewing on his life right now.
Well, Moog, I know a little bit about the Broadjaw clan, family, whatever you people refer to yourselves as.
Yes.
I do hope you're quite powerful with that weapon you have there. Quite a keen eye.
Well, so far so good, you know.
Yeah, I feel we may need it. As for Miss Jade, I do hope Miss Jade has some type of combat prowess.
And she kind of tilts her hood back a little bit. Now that you guys are, I'd say you're probably like a few hours outside of Porterona on your way on the road. It is getting cloudy out here. The sky has become a little bit cloudy, but you're making decent time. I have some, I wouldn't call them expertise. I have some skill with we'll call it medicine.
Could always use one of those around. Now, what time of day is it?
Are you looking at probably around noonish?
I'm gonna send Waitley to lay on these crates, maybe up where the girls are.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him safe.
Okay. You kind of just lounging around up there, kind of his little stretch.
All black cat, looks like a little looks like a little, street cat that no one paid any attention to.
Mm-hmm. Kind of
Valerie likes the cat a lot,
Valerie looks at it over the crate.
Beckons it to come.
So what kind of cat is Trist? Is he an asshole cat, or is he a just kind of chill, don't
pretty
get me
chill.
Cat? He's
He's a pretty chill cat.
There, just stares at you.
Sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Moog is telling the young goblin child all kinds of stories in Goblin because he can speak Goblin.
Yes.
So he's just telling all these adventure
yes.
stories or bugbear tales and things like that to the wee one, keeping him entertained.
How? So he wrapped his hands around the elf's throat and strangled him to death?
Jesus.
Indeed, and just snapped him right over in half.
Like a chicken?
Like a chicken.
You have the best stories, Uncle Moog.
He kind of looks over at Rogar with newfound fear.
Yeah. The day passes, and it starts becoming nightfall. Krelix kind of,
well, I think that's been far enough. Let's find a place to camp.
And there's a pretty well-established spot right outside of town here. He kind of pulls the ox over, and I'm assuming everybody's helping set up camp, unless we're doing something weird. No. A couple tents are provided. You guys have your own stuff as well to sleep under. Everything's put up. As everybody's winding down, do we want to take watches this night, or do we want to just take a relaxed day, just chill? Nothing bad's gonna happen.
If you don't mind, I will take the first one.
Okay.
I'll take second watch.
All right, Tristan,
I'm well
Mo.
rested right now.
I'll help accompany first watch.
Okay. So Velry.
I'll do the second. I'll do the second then.
Rogar and Moog. All right. So Tristan, Velry, go ahead and give me a perception test.
11.
11. And a 12. It's great, guys. It's great. You're not too far outside of the city. And it's strange. You guys are all kind of sitting there, and it's quiet. There's a small fire crackling. This is the equivalent of almost like summer. It's not midsummer, so it's not like boiling hot yet, but it is decently hot. So at nighttime, it's very cool and comfortable. Just sitting there, got a little bit of a low fire going, crackling. Both Trist and Velry kind of taking a first watch. Do you guys like sit together? Do you kind of pacing, or
Is the cat with us? The cat.
Cat's always with us. Cat's always with us until I tell him to go away.
Cat is always with Tristan, always.
I would assume we're like kind of opposite sides of the fire, looking opposite directions. But I'm always calling for Whaley over.
Mm-hmm. Kind of call him over, and
Say probably like the first 2 hours, Tristan's probably really silent, puffing on his pipe, reading his journal.
mm-hmm.
Then just out of nowhere, he'll start talking. So, Miss Velry, being on the run is not quite the life to live.
That is, she takes a deep sigh and she's like, if only you knew. But
It's true, I don't know. Maybe you can indulge me.
she's not quite sure how to respond because she hasn't really told anyone.
She can laugh if she wants.
She'll just kind of.
Okay, you don't have to respond,
Yeah,
Velry. I tend to talk to myself a lot.
it's fine.
Sometimes I talk to other people.
Well, you can talk to who you want to talk to. I just don't trust many men. Let's just say that.
I find there's a lot of bad ones out there. I do see Whaley has taken a liking to you, though.
Yes, I do. I do like little black creatures.
Okay. All right.
Trish just nods.
And as you say that, Trist, you kind of nodding. You look up and you see that there is a in the distance. You hear very faintly, Trist, with your passive perception, not even just your active perception. You hear what sounds like rolling thunder, like boom, boom, boom. Velry, with your 13, you would hear this as well. You kind of hear it. It's very far away. Very far away. You hear it. It's enough to you both kind of stand up, kind of look around. And if you walk back out to the main trail, the main path that you took in from Port Dorona, you kind of look back, and you can see that there are kind of clouds. It's still very cloudy out here. The ring that circles Emberfell is not as well lit. It almost acts like a reflective ring, almost like if there was a moon, this would be the equivalent of it. It is completely obscured by the clouds. And as you look back towards Port Torona, both of you see that there are flashes of light coming from the city. You can't quite, it's that direction. You can't quite see walls or anything of that sort. You're too far away, but you can tell that there's something happening in that direction.
Is it a holiday?
No, it is not.
It's a good thing we're not in the city.
Yeah. Sorry, was that the city we just came from? Or where
Yes, it was the city you came from, Port Torona.
Yeah. I'm a little bit upset right now, like because I'm worried about my ladies, like what can we tell?
I think Dan keeps them protected. He did well keeping us safe most of the time.
Did he though? Did he?
Well, I only knew the man for a month, but I felt safe.
Yeah, he told me he lost several ladies before mine.
He did blame that on Rogar and his previous crew.
I guess so.
It's true though. It's true.
People may have left magic items in the basement.
Possibly. But other than this occurrence, this is the only real thing that you guys spot. Everything else seems to be really quiet, and the sounds keep going for the remainder of your watch, like another 2 hours before it's time for shift change.
How does the cat react to it?
Cat doesn't. I mean, it's chill. It's not. It's so far away. I will say it's almost imperceptible.
Okay.
It's pretty far away.
Okay. All right.
So you guys go and wake up Moog and Rogar. Krelix is just sitting there. No, Granel, no! He's just having some kind of vivid nightmare of some woman named Granel.
Sounds awful. Poor Krelix.
Yep. After waking them up, Trist will go into his trance and meditate for 4 hours.
Okay.
He's going to go into his mind palace.
His mind palace. Do you lay down for the mind palace, or is this like full like monk like?
Oh yeah, it's full. It's full monk. Like he sits there on the bench, like legs crossed.
Lotus style.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You can see his eyes like moving with his eyes shut, like his eyes moving behind his eyelids.
Well, in that case, you do that. Velry kind of finds her little spot to nestle in with the cat, I'm sure, attempting to. Yeah. And so Moog and Rogar, if you guys would care to make perception tests, please.
Oh, you got it. One perception check. Okay, it's a 13 for me.
Okay.
Oh,
and
that's an 8 for me.
Okay. So distracted.
So Moog, you do notice the noises that Tristan Velry did as well. I'm sure they probably mentioned it. Rogar, you can't hear anything. But Moog, you can hear it well enough. How would I do this? You can either give me a history check or a nature check, Moog.
Let's see. Well, either one or the other, so I'll go with history.
Okay.
That's terrible. I don't know shit.
No. You have no idea what it is.
None. Yeah.
You just hear the sounds, and it's not like regular. It's not like a steady. It's like boom, boom, boom. Things like kind of like that.
Not a musical rhythm or a cadence
it's
to
definitely
a fireworks
not
display or something like that.
And you don't see, you do see flashes of light, but it's not like it's not. You've seen fireworks before. You've seen magic as well, and it just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Kind of make sure Rogar was aware that something was going on. He still couldn't hear it, even if I pointed it out to him.
I mean, no, if you point it out to him, you can see at least see the flashes, but he can't necessarily hear it.
No idea what's going on in town there, but I'm glad we're out here instead.
The south is very strange, Moog.
Indeed it is. You guys complete your first day out, so long rest down. 1 day down. Next day to go. So let me roll for this real fast. This is going to be this morning. We are looking at, as you all wake up, it is warm today. It's not too hot. A little bit warmer than it was the day before. But whoever is leading this day, go and roll me a d20, please.
Anyone?
Anybody?
Okay, I'll lead.
Do
I'll
it.
be first.
Do it, Mo. Roll it.
Give
I'll
it.
be first.
Me and
My
Layla are going to go
dice are
searching for that.
17.
Yeah. What have I done to us?
Let's see here. 17.
No.
That
Is
will.
this one of the tables where it's better when it's higher?
Who knows? Who knows? Okay. So, ironically, you guys are moving, and Krelix. Well, Mo, you actually pointed out as you're kind of walking next to Krelix as the ox are moving forward, and you point out, and you have a trained eye when it comes to travel to begin with, being Clan Broadjaw being one of the few clans that does quite a bit of scouting and things of that sort, especially being your hometown being that of Brunwood, a city within the trees of itself. So you have lots of experience in this kind of area. And though this isn't a thick, lush forest, there still are trees, and you managed to pick out a path off the main path, but somewhat traveled, more like a game trail. And you point it out, and Krelix sees, oh,
yes, this should shave off some time. I missed it on the way here. Good find, Moog, good find.
and you guys make double time. So you actually cover 2 days going forward. You bypass a few bends in the normal path, and you actually make an additional 2 days up.
Awesome. It's like choosing the loop instead of going
It
through
is.
downtown Atlanta.
It is
Like,
indeed.
you know, saves a couple hours.
So you save quite a bit of time as you move. You're moving further north. It comes down. You have relatively safe passage here, and you go to bed down for the night. So if I could get perception tests from watches here.
I'll be on first watch this time.
Okay.
14.
14 and
Oh.
a
Perception, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Natural, unnatural,
It's non-natural
dirty 20.
Yeah. Dirty 20.
So I guess we have 3 people on watch.
Well, I didn't realize.
That's fine. We'll put you on the next one.
Okay.
So we have Trist and Moog on the first watch. You're kind of on a hill. You're somewhat near the coast. You can actually smell the salty breeze coming off of the ocean. You're not quite on the main path yet, but you're going to be heading that way soon enough. And you're all sitting there listening. You're hearing the lapping of waves. You hear a few screeches every now and then of animals in the night. But your watch goes
Clear
relatively
sky? What's the sky?
uneventful.
Cloudy, clear, can see the
It
stars.
is. You can actually see the stars this night. There are no clouds. The clouds seem to be absent.
Man. Is there a
You
tall
see-
tree nearby?
You do see the ring that I was telling you about. The ring of what some have claimed to be some kind of former slain deity that circles around the world of Emberfell. Glints, and occasionally there are little offshoots, comets, falling
The embers
down
themselves.
from these rings. Some might call them the embers, falling
Yeah.
to this world.
As though they were whispers from the stars above.
Bastard. But you're watch goes uneventful for now. Which will bring me to Velry and Rogar. So Rogar, go ahead and you roll one because Velry's already rolled hers.
Oh, I
I'm
get a
gonna sleep in
reroll
a
that?
tree.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
you already rolled
I don't
one.
get to sleep in a tree.
What was that?
I want to sleep in a tree.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, there's definitely
Okay.
a tree nearby. You can come crawl up
Sweet.
into, like Baloo.
Little home, little feeling of home. Sleep in a tree.
So that is a 9 and an 8
Well, 2
For,
8s.
Things are gonna happen.
for our perception tests. I love it. So, Tristan,
Barbarians, you know.
and then Moog crawls up in a tree, and he's dangling there, and as Velry and Rogar are taking their watch, kind of not wanting to look at each other. Rogar is kind of near the tree that Moog is dangling from, and suddenly you hear as Moog just rips ass right next to your head, Rogar. You're vividly distracted.
The stink of it.
The smell is horrible.
I was
It's
like,
not
meat
good.
and cheese.
It does. It smells like beef and cheese as you stumble away from it. And the rest of your night goes uneventful.
I'm gonna go find the rat with Whaley so we can eat dinner together.
Yes, indeed.
Jesus.
You want to find a rat, huh? Why don't you give me a survival check, Velry? Let's see if you can find a rat.
Find a squirrel.
Or a screw you,
Tree
something.
rat.
Yeah,
Give a
something.
tree
We'll
rat.
see if you can find something.
Come on. Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Shit.
finds the whole family.
Finds so many
Finds
rats.
all the food.
So
We're eating
know.
breakfast.
I'll say this: Rogar typically delivers meat on the regular. That's just part of his
Dead.
background. He's good at hunting for a number of people. Assuming he kind of goes out either in the morning or
Yeah.
the afternoon, and then brings something back. Typically a boar. There's not a lot of deer around here. Maybe some rabbit.
I like my meat fresh, live.
Indeed, Valerie. So this night, as you're taking your watch, you spy something, and as you kind of creep over, you hear the little of like a rat, and you kind of get up on a hill. It's kind of, you can see it's over on the side of the hill. You pounce upon it like a wild animal. It's like Predator. There's just blood flying everywhere.
Jesus.
And Rogar kind of, and you kind of
Ever
move
seen it?
over. You move over, Rogar, and you see Velry has pounced upon a giant rat. It is the size of a person. She's ripped it open, and it's dead and bleeding out. It's like,
Rogar keeps his distance, wait till the feeding ends, I guess.
exactly.
The bloodlust.
Rogar knows what a wild animal's like.
Yes. When she comes back to the fire, if she does come back, I assume.
Look at my chops.
Rogar,
Mm.
Why do not cook your kill?
Sometimes it's better just to have fresh blood for me personally.
I have eaten raw food before, but only when fire cannot be made. You seem to only consume the blood, not the muscle tissue.
Yes. I mean, are my fangs obvious?
If you want them to be, they don't have to be.
Has anyone noticed anyone at this point realized what I am? That's what I'm trying.
I assume that most of the time in combat, I'm not. I'm focused on the bloodshed, but not I've got my own shit to deal with.
That's fair.
So
So,
this is the first time I've actually seen in slow motion you just tear into something.
Mhm.
so I'm just gonna make it very odd, smile real big and let my fangs be.
Okay.
You
Kind
know.
of slide into view.
Yeah. This is my life.
Does Rogar understand what that is?
you give me an intelligence check, Rogar?
Oh, boy.
It's gonna go great.
Intelligence check, or are we talking about like history check? Or
We'll
what
say
are we
history.
doing?
We could do history. Why not?
It doesn't make any difference.
It's not gonna make a difference for you, I don't think.
No, I won't. I'm just curious. Let's see here. Fuck me. 17, bro.
Oh wow.
Intelligence. My best.
Why can't you do that when you throw that javelin?
So
I can't do it. I
dear
can't do
God, Rogar. You've heard
Sometimes Rogar just
stories.
has like a spark of intelligence.
He does.
It just happens. He's like,
And Rogar,
So much knowledge.
Professor Rogar strikes again.
There are tales, in your tribe of individuals that are that have been cast out before and that have come between the fringe of life and death. Not quite dead, not quite alive. And they've had similar urges, or at least that's what the stories say. And it appears that Velry is somewhat reminiscent of those stories.
you are cursed.
Yes, that is how most would perceive it, yes. I tend to try and be more positive about it, and has given me greater strengths than I used to have.
You are fearsome.
Yes.
Rory nods and walks back and contemplates what he's seen, and probably for the rest of the night just kind of every once in a while kind of glances at her,
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a bitch to clean up
It's
after
gross.
you've just torn apart a giant rat.
Yeah, it's ripped to
covered in
pieces over
blood.
there. The cat comes
I was
over and kind of
Yeah, let the
licks some
cat
of it
lick.
up.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Comes over. It's gross, but it happens at some point. But regardless, the rest of your watch goes uneventful. The next day, it is bright. Like there's no cloud in the sky. It's bright as shit out here. It's hot, and I need someone to roll me a d20.
Ugh.
Oh, gotcha. Maybe.
Do it. Believe it.
16.
A 16. Let me check this.
I'm rolling the next one.
Roll the next one. Okay. 16. Okay. I need. Well, in that case, Velry, roll me a d10, please.
All right.
Five. Okay. All right. The lot of you are making your way. You take your way down onto the main path again, and you're moving forward. And you come after a few hours. Krellick's kind of, here, we're getting close. We're getting close. And as he kind of says that, most of you kind of get a little bit more on edge, kind of taking stock of what might be ahead. And you see the first glimpse as you take a bend in the path of a tattered and broken wagon. There's like a wheel and like part of a wagon just laying there. And see, that's a new one. And as you make the corner completely, you see there are about 5 or 6 wagons. In different parts. None of them are on the main path here. They've all been dragged off either to the east or the west. Most of them are smashed. None of them appear to be any intact. Some of them did have like canvas tops that have just been ripped through. And as you are coming close to that, the fresher one, there appears to be a humanoid figure resting on this wagon. Before we can get into that, that's where we're going to take our first break.